Hi, this is Fuyu. I will walk you guys through another section of Python fundamentals, object-oriented programming. Python is an object-oriented programming language. As you know, object is an abstract of the word, while in Python, object is an instance of a class. Every time when you call a class, an object will be created. Class is the blueprint, or say the prototype to create objects. Let's take a look at an example of Python class. A class consists of attributes and methods. To instantiate a new instance, Python invokes the class constructor, which is the initialization function. As you can see, we can define attributes in the initialization method. So there's a self argument, which is a reference to the object itself. All the methods and fields of the class are accessible to the self argument. There are two kinds of attributes. The first type is instance attributes, which is unique to every instance of class. You can pass them as arguments. And the second type is class attributes, which should be the same to all instances for a particular class. So after we define this car class, we can create objects by calling the constructor from the car class. We can pass different attributes to the objects, and we can also call the methods to modify those attributes. By calling the accelerate method, it can add 2 to the speed, and you can also directly get the attributes to the attribute name. For say, we can get the number of passengers from this Ford car. So for now, we have a general idea to the class, attributes, and its methods. Let's move on to next topic, inheritance. Inheritance allows us to define a class that inherits all the methods and properties from another class. So parent class is the class being inherited from, also called base class, while the child class inherits from the parent class. And object class is the base class for all other classes. We can take a look at an example. So we first define a class called person, which has 2 attributes, first name and last name. It also has a method called print name. Then we define another class, student, derived from the person class. So after we create a student object, we can call the print name method directly from the student object because this method is inherited from the parent class, which is the person class. But a thing to note is that when you add the initialization function, the child class will no longer inherit the parent's initialization function. The child's initialization function will override the parent's one. When a method in subclass has the same name or say signature as the method in the superclass, then the method in the subclass is set to override the method in the superclass. But you can call the initialization method from the parent class directly. Moreover, Python provides a super function that will make the derived class inherit all the methods and properties from its parent. The super function will look at the next class in the method resolution order. We'll cover this MRO later. So by defining another initialization method, you can add more properties, you can add more parameters, or you can add a new method to the subclass. Let's move on to another topic and take a look at different structures of inheritance. The first one is multiple inheritance. So when a class is derived from more than one base class, it's called multiple inheritance. For say, we have this son class, it is derived from both mother class and father class. So you can get, so it inherits both the mother method and the father method, and you can directly call both the 2 methods from a son object. And another type of inheritance is multi-level inheritance. In multi-level inheritance, features of the base class and the derived class are further inherited into new derived class. For example, we can define a grandchild class which derives from child class, and the child class is the subclass of the base class. So for say we have a grandchild object and we want to call the method getName, it will first search through the current object class. It will search through the grandchild class. If the attributes or the method name is not found, it will search through the parent class and eventually get to the base class. So the searching will follow a rule called method resolution order. And another type of inheritance is hierarchical inheritance. When more than one derived class are created from a single base, this type of inheritance is called hierarchical inheritance. So take this one as an example. Both child1 class and child2 class are derived from parent class. So both of the two classes inherit the function1 method. But if you want to call the function2 methods, you have to call it from a child1 object. And if you want to call a function3 method, you have to call it from the child2 object. And of course, we have the hybrid inheritance, which combines multiple types of inheritance. Something to note is that for inheritance, you need to pay attention to the method resolution order we mentioned above. It is like given attributes, given an attribute, it will first search in the current class. And if it is not found, then it will search in the parent class. The search follows the rule called method resolution order. And the super method will look at the next class in the MRO. You can find, you can call this MRO method to check the order of searching. Take this one as an example. We get a class 4 object and call the method M. It will print in class 4 first step, and then the super will call another class, the next class in the MRO. So it will call the class 3, and then this super will call class 2, and this super will call class 1. Then we get this output in MRO. You can find this notebook on the course webpage. Take some time to play with the code and get familiar with object-oriented programming. Okay, so we still have several things left that is good to know in Python. The first one is instance methods, class methods versus static method. So we have introduced instance method before. It is the method type you will use most of the time. The instance method take the parameter and the self argument, and it can modify the instance attributes as well as class attributes, as we mentioned. But there are two more types of method. The first one is called class method. It will take this class parameter, and the class parameter is pointing to the class instead of the object instance. And it can modify the class attributes or create new objects by calling class constructor. It follows the static factory pattern, encapsulating the parsing logic inside of the method itself. So you can call the factory method without call the constructor to initialize the object, which means you can directly call this change class var method from the person class instead of creating an object. And let's take a look at the static method. So for a static method, it cannot have any of the class parameter or self parameters. So it cannot access to the class attributes nor the instance attributes. But both the class methods and static methods can be called an initialized class object. I would say it's like the classes using the static keyword in Java. And another interesting feature in Python is the Dunder methods. As you can see, those methods having two prefix and suffix underscores in the method name, they're commonly used for operator overloading. You might have noticed that the same built-in operator or function shows different behavior for objects of different classes. This is called operator overloading. Oh, one thing I forgot to say. This mark, the @ mark, you may have matched the code with @ marks in Python before. This @ mark followed by the function name are decorators, also called syntax sugar. You can take it as a generic function that can be called around your project without writing repetitive code. Yep. And apart from this, we provide two simple questions. You can take a look and try coding with Python. The first one is the Fibonacci sequence problem. I think most of you have met this one before. You can use recursion to solve it, which means you can divide it into sub-problems and solve them one by one. And we also have the steps first search with recursion problem. And for this one, I think we want you to traverse the binary tree in pre-order. Please feel free to give it a try and make sure to be prepared before the class. Okay, that's all for Python fundamentals. Thanks for listening.